Welcome to Gnosis Validator Meetup, and right now in the September. So yeah, today we will talk about the latest updates on the Gnosis Chain, Validator ecosystem, and the staking ecosystem. And also today we have a special guest, GLC from StakeCat and Dimitri from Lido will give a short presentation about the community staking model on Lido Finance. So yeah, firstly, welcome everyone. My name is Arman, and today, firstly, I will share some updates about the Gnosis Chain staking ecosystem. Yeah, firstly, we have we announced a new comprehensive Gnosis Chain staking user experience survey last week. In this survey, we want to collect some feedback from our validators, stakers, users on the Gnosis Chain, and also we want to evaluate these feedbacks and the future development and the future better user experience. So please take your time, and it takes approximately 20 minutes. And we have also pretty nice rewards. Those who want to join submit their feedbacks on the survey. Yeah, please check it out. Another good update from DAppNode. Yeah, DAppNode team and Gnosis Chain team. We are announced the latest program incentive. As you know, at the May we announced a new campaign with the DAppNode team, and we will give a free GNO if you buy a DAppNode, Gnosis Chain branded DAppNode. So this free GNOs currently you can claim if you're a DAppNode buyer. You can check it out, the instruction and at the DAppNode documentation. Another updates from Obol team. Yeah, Obol, our testing process goes on. It works really well. Probably end of this month, we will share the first test results with you, our community members. And also, we are trying to establish a good relationship with the Obol community and the Gnosis Chain community. As you know, the Obol team has a really nice program which is called Obol Techne Credential. With the Techne Credential, you will learn a lot of things, lots of information about running a node and using a DVT cluster. And it's more like this, that focusing on the technical experience. And it is really nice program. And the Obol team is giving a whitelist feature for the Gnosis Chain validators. If you are a Gnosis Chain validator, you will be whitelisted on this program. Please apply and join the Obol Technic Credential program, and you can learn a lot of things. Yeah, another updates from Serenity team. Serenity team building really nice tools top of the Holishki and Gnosis Chain, which is basically, maybe I can give some after my short presentation. Luca is here. Maybe he want to talk about it shortly about the Vero. Would you like to talk about Luca? Yeah, for sure, please. I will invite you.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, I just wanted to say a couple of words about Vero. So it's a new validator client. It allows you to use multiple clients at the same time, which seems very useful, especially on Gnosis Chain. With the Nethermind situation, we know that a lot of people are using Nethermind, so Vero allows you to basically check Nethermind's version of the chain against Aragon, so you can attest safely. And that's what we're doing. So yeah, that's it. Let me know.
Thank you, Luca. Yeah, thank you, Luca. Yeah, as Luca said, please drop your questions if you have on the chat box. We will give more details about the Vero on Gnosis Chain, and maybe in the future, if you want to join, if you want to use this product, just let me know. Thank you, Luca. Yeah, another updates. Yeah, last week we announced the new campaign with the Circles and DevNode team. As you know, we are the Circles team getting sponsored at the ETH Accra Hackathon, and I think this is a great opportunity to installing the new node at the West Africa. As you know, we have just only one node at the Nigeria and the Ghana. No, not just in Nigeria. Also, Circles has a unique features, which is called the Circles community node. If you are a validator and also if you are a community, you can join, you can start your community node. You can use the Circles community node feature and start your own community currency, top of the Circles. With this way, for example, our humble node operators can start their own node using the Circles community node feature, and people will join this Circles. Of course, using the Circles features. For example, Circles rules. For example, trusting the people on using a social graph. So with this way, for example, every Circles users will receive 24 Circles token per day unconditionally. So let's think about, if you are 10 people in your community, your 10 people will receive 24 Circles per day per person, which means you will earn a validator rewards as well as the Circles token. So let's use your imagination. You can start to DeFi. You can use these tokens on the DeFi or Gnosis Chain, or just using the community treasury reserve. Maybe you can also use the Circles SDK, maybe creating some tools with these tokens. So it's really nice. It's really interesting. Currently, Circles team building a Circles node demo app. And end of this month, probably, we will see the first demo app, and we would like to create some early testers program with this tool. So if you're interested, just let me know. Just follow the updates. We will publish all the SDK, and then we will share the demo app. After that, we will invite the people using that. Yeah, today's topic is here. Validator meetup with GLC Stake from StakeCat. I'm passing right now this one, and I will hand over to the GLC after my presentation. Yeah, last week, 2 weeks ago actually, we did a workshop with the Stakesaurus. Stakesaurus is also a pretty nice guy. He's actively various projects, Obol, Lido, Gnosis Chain, and he also has a really nice guidance. Yeah, as you know, the Stakewise has been launching on the Gnosis Chain for a while. Then we are using a Stakewise version 3 vault options, and if you're interested in running a vault on Stakewise, check it out, this workshop. Yeah, another very cool updates about Hopper team. Hopper team with the GIP 98, we gave around 500 GNOD to existing Hopper nodes. And Hopper team also launched a new features with this idea. Not just giving a one-time airdrop. If you're an active member, if you have a high uptime, you will receive a 1 GNO as right now. So last week, I'm trying to onboard an Hopper as a node operator. It is, if you adapt node, it is extremely easy. Just a few clicks. Of course, you have some Hopper token, but the whole process, whole launchpad is really nice. They did a fantastic job, and they are using a dApp node package. So if you have a dApp node, or if you're using a dApp node user interface, is extremely easy. I will highly recommend it, running a Hopper node on the dApp node, because it's on top of the Gnosis chain. And also, if you have you can also run a Swarm node as well on the Gnosis, on the dApp node, because that Swarm is working on the Gnosis chain. You can easily run a Swarm node using a dApp node on the Gnosis chain. Swarm node also, I mean, how much token you need? Just 10 BZZ. It's around less than $5. So, and also it takes just on the storage side, you need around 20 gigabyte per month for the all stuff. So yeah, check it out, the Swarm as well. As you can see, we shared a blog post about August, the previous month recap. You can see the loss of, you can see our current clients updates. Get and Red is on the table right now. Get is almost done, but still needs some housekeeping. Red is going a little bit slow, but after the summer, I'm sure we will gain some cadence, and then we will have a new 2 clients on Gnosis chain. So that's all my side. Thank you for listening to me. I will share this blog post, this recap on the chat box. This recap is on our blog page. If you still curious about what is the blog post, just subscribe it. Yeah, here we go. And right now I will hand over to GLC to his presentation, inviting right now, and also inviting Dimitri. Welcome, guys.
Yeah, hello.
Hello. Great to see you again, and great to hear you again.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome, Dimitri. Welcome. You are on the stage, and we are waiting for your presentation.
Okay, thank you. So I'll start and later on pass to GLC.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, stay here for a while. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, great. Yeah, I started with Gnosis to get familiar before becoming a solo staker on Ethereum. Interesting enough. So, fan of the Gnosis community. StakeCap also launched a Stakewise vault on Gnosis quite recently, so you can easily find us there. Yeah, just I'd like to hand over to Dimitri from Lido to introduce the CSM, and then I'd like to run a simple demo just to show how easy it is to onboard the CSM.
Yeah, thank you, Gary. So yeah, I'm really happy to be here, and I wouldn't waste much of your time, but before Gary would start with his technical presentation, I just want to give you a highlight of what community staking module is. And probably some of you already heard of it, but for those who've never heard of it, I'll spend 5 minutes of your time. So let's get started. So CSM, the best explanation actually, CSM is like vanilla validation on Ethereum, on Gnosis, no matter, I mean, CSM would be on Ethereum only for now, but you know that vanilla validation on CSM, on Ethereum and Gnosis is pretty much the same. But there are some differences, and let's quickly go through them. First of all, CSM it's like vanilla validation, but it's more affordable. Instead of 32 ETH, instead of traditional collateral or stake or bond that you need to run Ethereum Validator, you need way less. And for the permissionless mode, the bond starts with 2 ETH on a testnet and then gradually dropping down to 1.5, meaning that if you're running 2 validators, the second one will cost you 1.9, the third one 1.8, and so on up to 1.5. But what is even better, and specifically for you guys who are Gnosis solo stakers, is the early adoption mode, is the early adoption period. And for the early adoption participants, the very first validator is discounted. So you don't need to pay or deposit 2 ETH, but instead you need only to deposit 1.5 ETH, which is absolutely amazing. And given the current Ethereum price, it makes validation, entering Ethereum validation, super amazing. So no 32 ETH, forget about it. Not even 8 ETH like in Rocket Pool, for example, but just 1.5 for the first validator. That's amazing. And if you want to run more, then you will gradually reach this 1.5 number. But this is only testnet numbers, and very soon we will announce our proposal for the mainnet, and I bet you would like it. And I cannot tell now, but just keep track of it, and you'll be surprised by the numbers for the mainnet. The next thing is that CSM is like vanilla validation, but with higher rewards. Because when you are doing a solo validation on Ethereum, on Gnosis, no matter, you just get this regular APR. But if you are participating with a staking protocol, maybe like Stakewise, or like CSM, or like Lido, you will not only get this regular rewards, but you will get, in the case of CSM, on top of it, you will get bond rebates and staking fees, meaning that you will get up to 2.3 times more rewards compared to vanilla validation. And it makes it really attractive, because at the moment when there's so many staking protocols, many people ask themselves, like, why should I even run a node if the difference between the rewards that I can get by simply depositing my ETH into the staking protocol and running my vanilla validator is something like 10% or 7%. So like it's super low. But with CSM, this difference is actually meaningful. So it's like 2.3 times more capital efficient or more rewarding than regular staking. For sure, CSM, again, it's like vanilla validation, but with smooth rewards. We see for the last few months that execution layer rewards, namely priority fees, are going down and down, but MEV is still here. And from time to time, there are huge spikes in MEV. And if you're just doing a solo validation, you can only benefit from it if you are lucky enough to get this huge MEV block. And if the spike is relatively thin or relatively short, you would probably not benefit from it at all. But with Lido, given how the rewards distribution system is built, if you are performing okay, if you are just doing okay, slightly above average or among average, you will get these rewards and you will benefit from any huge MEV that was captured by any Lido validator. And with current Lido share, you have decent chances of benefiting from any spike in MEV. And it means that your rewards would be closer to average rather than median. And if we take a look at MEV, average is always way higher than median. So that's great. And the last but not the least is that CSM is like vanilla validation, but with cute interfaces. You all know that the native Ethereum staking does not provide you with any useful or cute interface. You need to use some third-party applications, some third-party tools. But with CSM, you get all of it, almost all of it, in one interface, which is at the moment on testnet csm.testnet.fi, where you can keep track of your rewards, of your keys, where you can do all the management with a very neat and cute interface. And yes, you've probably noticed that I took this screenshot from my node operator. So node operator 0 on a testnet is actually me. So summarizing this all, CSM is like vanilla validation, but just better. And you should definitely try it out, especially with this lowered entry condition, which makes it, in terms of required capital, very close to, for example, Gnosis validation with the current Ethereum price and with the current bond requirements. So now I would like to pass the mic to Gary with his workshop. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dimitri. Thank you for the great presentation and the super nice, valuable things. So right now we are listening to Gary.
Hi there. Yeah, it's really simple, and any Gnosis operators will be familiar with most of this process. I'm going to run through using DAppNode, but if you're not using DAppNode, the key concepts are the same. Also, there'll be a video uploaded later, so anyone who misses it or wants to watch it again can do. Let's see if I can share my screen here.
All right. Nice.
Okay, so that's working.
Yes.
Great. Okay, so first, let's generate keys. I'm looking at the CSM docs at the moment, which is this URL, the operator portal.lido.fi. I'll probably post this on the chat. You can also use the CLI for this setup, and you can find both these tools on the Gnosis Chain docs as well. Wagnu's a pretty easy tool. Using Ubuntu, anything above 20.04, using the official deposit CLI tool offline, but this is fine if you're just careful about computer hygiene. So first, let's select. Okay, and this is for demo only, so I'm going to do some things you should not do, but just to speed things up and for the purpose of this demo. The internet detected warning, it's advised to do this offline, but for obvious reasons, I can't really do that on this call. And let's create a recovery phrase. Okay, and the second thing is you're going to write this down, obviously, and not copy paste it to a text document like I am. This is just to speed things up. And I'm sure, yes, I've written this down. Okay. Now, here we get to create the keys, or any number of keys for the CSM, and how this differs. I'll go back to the docs quickly here. For creating this, you must set your withdrawal address as the Lido withdrawal vault, or as the withdrawal address, which is, yes, the Lido withdrawal vault, this one here. Password as well. Okay, that's done, and we'll need these for later. So I'm going to head the DAppNode. So next, you're going to need to sync an Ethereum node on Halaski. As this is Halaski, we're doing this on. Validators on this same DAppNode as proof of concept. This is the 4 terabyte version, which is fine for Gnosis Chain and Halaski. Then you're going to have to consider upgrading the storage if you want to do both. Let's go to the stakers page, and on Halaski, you would simply select your execution client and select a consensus client, I've already done this and started the sync. Select all MEV relays, and then you would click apply, and that's it. It would simply start syncing. So I've already synced. We can upload our key stores. Right. This is one I created earlier, but I want to import a new key store here, which is what we just created, which were these files that I've just created from Lido. You can simply drag and drop it here. Enter your password that was used earlier. And the key difference here is staking protocol. You'll select Lido. And for your fee recipient, this automatically sets it. But if you were doing this yourself, then you would need to select Lido execution layer rewards vault, which you can also find in documentation. Back here. So that's done. And this is the first time using these keys, so we can uncheck this. The reason is we do not need this because we don't have any slashing protection data to import, as that's the first time using them. So let's submit key stores. And that's imported. Okay, and now we see here that matches with what's on the docs. And let's go check our validator. So I'm using Lighthouse. I'm just going to check to see if this is imported. And we can see a public key has been imported, and it's just awaiting activation. Okay, so we've confirmed the validator is set up correctly, the keys are imported, and the node is synced and ready to go. The next step would be to make the deposit, where we're going to upload the keys to the CSM widget. This is where we're going to make the deposit. That's later. So we need to go through the interface here. So select become a node operator. And for mainnet, if you connect your whitelisted address, if you're a Gnosis solo staker on the stake catalyst, you'll be eligible to do this on early mainnet. Right now, should be first time using this address. And I've already loaded up some Haleski, just become node operator, MetaMask. Okay, so we're going to create node operator. And we're going to upload the deposit data file that we created earlier with our key store. Right, and this checks that the deposit data is in accordance with the CSM, and your bond amount will be automatically filled here. In my case, it's a 2 ETH bond. And that's it, simply create node operator. Let's confirm this. If anyone wants to know where to get ETH on Haleski to test this out, there are a few public faucets. You'll get a node operator. You'll get a node operator ID, and we can go to the dashboard. You can see your keys, your bond information. You can go to a module to make the deposit. And let's go, I think, submit here. You can get an indication of that by looking at the deposit queue here. But don't be alarmed if nothing shows up for a while, as it can take some time. But once it does, which is the side deposit a few hours ago, it will be in the it will be in the deposited phase before it's actually processed by the beacon chain. And then once it does show up, it'll be awaiting activation, just like the one I did earlier.
Thank you so much, GLC. less than 10 minutes. I think it's a crazy timeline. If you have 10 minutes, you can start a CSM. You can participate in the CSM model as a validator.
I mean, I will note that it's not going to take 10 minutes to sync a full ETH node, but
yeah. And also having a package on that node I think is a significant advantages of the Gnosis validators, because we have a considerably large group of that node users, almost 25% node operators and Gnosis chain using that node, which is quite a high number. Also, this will be quite beneficial for the gaining a cadence.
It was a solo staker list that was about 400 or so tagged as that node users.
Yeah, I mean, I have some questions about the timeline. Can you share about the details about the timeline when they launch on the mainnet, or we just only participate on the Holosh key right now, or we are waiting for the mainnet?
I would recommend jumping on the Holosh just to get familiar with it. There is a chance for anyone, say, not on the solo staker list, or not on the Gnosis solo staker list as well, to perform well on Holosh and be eligible for early mainnet as well. For timeline, to give a better answer on the timelines.
Yeah, sure. So first of all, speaking of this good performance, keep in mind that actually the timeline is very tight. So since the performance assessment is at the very end of September, if you are not in the Gnosis solo stakers list, but you really want to get into the early adoption on the mainnet, make sure to join like either today or maybe tomorrow. Because the timing is pretty tight. So the solo staker list is available in the Stakehead repository. You can reach out to GLC for the link, or probably he will post it. He even posted it here. So speaking of the mainnet release, we cannot promise like the exact date because, as you know, Lido is a DAO, and any changes to the protocol should be approved by the DAO with the on-chain vote and all that stuff. But what we are aiming for is November this year. If we would get lucky enough, it would be the very beginning of November. If not, it would probably be closer to the end of November. We'll see. As of now, everything is going smooth. So I'm really bullish on releasing CSM on a mainnet at the very beginning of November. So you guys will be able to join if you are in the early adoption list. The final early adoption list would be published somewhere in the middle or late October. So stay tuned for that. We would definitely use the list prepared by Gary of the Gnosis solo stakers, because we do believe that for the Gnosis solo stakers, it's a great opportunity and it's a great match for Lido and Gnosis. Why? Because, I mean, if you are already a Gnosis solo staker, you are already experienced, and if you are not participating in Ethereum, you can make it beneficial not only for Gnosis by decentralizing it, but also decentralize Ethereum with a relatively low capital requirement. So yeah, that's probably it on the timeline. And any other questions? Again, we are keen to answer.
Yeah, if you have any questions, please share your message on the chat. Yeah, David, is this for Gnosis mainnet or Chiado? But is for a staking list, staker list. Yeah, it's on just for a mainnet. GLC prepared this list. Maybe he can give some details about the list. Yeah, if you have any questions about the...
You can also join Lido Discord. We have a pretty cozy place moderated by Sat, who's also here, where you can ask any questions, get support. I mean, if you would scroll up through the chat, you will see that none of the issues ever remained unresolved or unreplied. So yeah, that's also a great place to give it a try. Like, I mean, join CSM testnet. You've seen how easy it is. Yeah, for sure you'll need to wait for a while for the nodes to get in sync, but in most cases it wouldn't take you longer than a day or so, maybe 2 days, depending on what clients you select. And after that, just 10 minutes, you are in. There's plenty of public faucets to get test ETH on Haleshki testnet, but just in case, I mean, you can even directly reach out to me, and I'll find a couple of testnet ETH for you personally if you are willing to join.
Perfect. I think everybody knows what is syncing time. If you're running an Aragon client, yeah, the sync time is sometimes 2 days, maybe sometimes.
Well, actually, overnight, I found.
Yeah, it really depends on the connection. For me, I mean, Aragon experience was not amazing, unfortunately. So first of all, it took pretty long for the node to get in sync, and later on it got silently crashed. So at the moment, I'm not using Aragon, but I have strong plans on using it, at least for part of my validators on mainnet, just for the sake of client diversity.
Yeah, this is the way. Yeah, I think we are almost heading the end. So yeah, just the last call. If you have any questions, just drop on the chat box, or if you want to talk, I can add on the speaker stage. One question: need to register for that list? I think it's on the list. The Gnosis validators don't need to register on that list.
I was looking for the unmute button. So now there's no way to register for this list, unfortunately. There's a couple ways to get into this list. As Gary mentioned, you should either already be a Gnosis solo staker on a mainnet, or you can join CSM testnet and perform well. For now, I think you should join immediately or as soon as possible and perform for, at least till the end of September. Yeah, basically that's it. There's no other way to join. So we are not allowing people just to randomly join to avoid spam and to avoid Sybils. So that's why you need to somehow demonstrate that you are indeed an independent actor capable of running a nodes and running a validator. And I mean, for most of you guys, I think this is the case. So if you are not in the list yet, then join CSM testnet as soon as possible. This is very easy, and you'll get your chance to get into this list. But the CSM, as I mentioned, at the end of the day, it would be a permissionless module. So somewhere in the middle of spring next year, the early adoption period would end up. We will be sure that everything is fine and working great. And at this time, we would propose to the DAO to open the module for everyone. So the only thing you would need is have your node and have ETH as a bond. And that's it, no more than that.
Perfect. Looking forward to it. I'm highly interested in running a node on Haleshki using a CSM module. So yeah, thank you so much for presentation. Thank you so much for this use case for the being a Gnosis Chain validators. Yeah, we try to provide a good opportunity to our node operators. Obol is the first example, the the CSM is another example, another great example. So yeah, we are trying to push more and more people to become a node operator, because it is not super rocket science. I mean, everyone can easily become a validator or just a node operator. So yeah, thank you so much for participating our call. The next call will happen end of the September with the Swarm team. Swarm team will join us, and they will give a short presentation about Swarm node and in terms of a general Swarm product. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your participation in this call. See you on chain.
Thank you so much for having us here. See you guys.
Thanks.
Thank you, Dimitri. Thank you, Jihad. See you guys.